Mr. Paulsen, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Barthold, I just want to go back to the distribution effects that you identified on the chart or the distribution table. If I'm looking at this correctly, again, just to reiterate, every income category in this distribution category shows a reduction in federal income taxes paid. Is that correct?
Excuse me. Mr. Paulsen, yes, for 2019, yes, sir.
So even in the category, say $50,000 to $75,000, 7.9%, so about 8% reduction in federal taxes just in that income category itself, correct?
The table reports the percentage reduction by category, yes, sir.
And as I add this up, I mean, below 200,000, if you add all these other categories, below 200,000, it's about 80% of all tax relief going to that below 200,000 category. Clearly, middle income, lower income folks, that's where this is targeted, this is where it's going, correct?
I didn't do a cumulative percentage calculation, but your tabulation looks correct, Mr.
Yeah, okay. Well, and clearly this is helping real people. It's helping teachers, it's helping students, it's helping struggling families that are living paycheck to paycheck. But I think a lot of Americans and certainly constituents in my district can appreciate that tax reform isn't just about giving someone that benefit of that extra dollar right now. It is about making our economy boom again. It's about being competitive, having a competitive, growing economy so young people that are getting out of college are going to be able to pay their student loans, so that families are going to have a pay increase in their wages, see a raise. And you mentioned earlier that some of the economic effects of tax reform might be shown when you score the bill after it passes committee going to the floor, right? You'll show the economic benefits of a growing economy as a part of that dynamic scoring?
Yeah, as I noted, the House rule requires us to undertake a macroeconomic analysis and estimate of reported legislation, and we'll endeavor to comply with that rule.
So as we look at the effects then of the bill under that rule, small businesses are now going to have a 25% pass-through rate, right? The lowest rate for small businesses, Main Street, mom-and-pop businesses that we've seen for small businesses in decades. Larger businesses have a 20% corporate rate, which you had mentioned, so will we actually be competitive? We're not going to be the lowest in the world, but we will be competitive in the world again. And then international reforms, which are really important in terms of making sure not only American jobs aren't going overseas, but we're actually keeping American research, American manufacturing, and American headquarters here. You'll be able to take into account those effects as a part of that scoring as well, right, as you look at the analysis?
Our macroeconomic analysis among the things it tries to assess is what happens to the incentives to invest both and abroad. So the short answer would be yes.
You know, it seems to me, Mr. Chairman, that as this bill moves forward and that as we realize faster economic growth, it doesn't matter if you're a young person that maybe, you know, for the first time is going to see a lower standard of living in today's world compared to what their parents have or have that feeling. They have to have a growing competitive economy. If they're going to be successful to pay off student loans, have an economy growing where they can compete and have ample job opportunity, or if you're a senior or a baby boomer about to retire, you're an individual essentially that wants to make sure your savings are protected, your wealth's protected as you get ready for retirement. And you want to have a competitive growing economy as well to making sure that our other government safety net programs, Medicare, Social Security, are going to be strong and healthy. And without a competitive growing economy, we will not see those impacts. So it's not just, Mr. Chairman, I think the reform efforts you put into H.R. 1 that give relief immediately to struggling families. It's about helping hardworking taxpayers across the board looking to the future and giving that restoration to prosperity, which I think is so critical in today's needs. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I yield back.